You know how it is, though. Don't you? Alright. Oh, happy 4th of July. Kings in America bye. Georgia just pinching himself, thinking that could have been mine. Boy, is you dropping a 9. Every day double the talk. If they get that project shit off, well, at least you twat really hard. No. Living out here feeling like I'm shook. Hurricane on bird flu, that Twitterverse is crooks. People advocating assassinations and thinking that it's good. Screaming revolution on timelines, thinking that they cooked. They want blood, they looking at the show floor. Taraji mess up Keith, yo, what you dropping off that rose for? Drama hit the trial to the jury like we not sure. Why the fuck you playing? Someone pack me up a damn court. Give yourself the power, take the gift, you cowards. Make it so that Watergate was legal. Nixon rolling 6 feet under flowers. I feel like I'm Rick Ross playing Kendrick at Toronto Tower. I'm trying to be Kendrick swinging heavy on that fucking owl. Bah, 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 bah. I don't know where the rest rank. 9 months is some bullshit. Okay, now we target the West Bank. Numbers here in your chest sank. That Tory shit getting outflanked. Brexit out of Downing Street, man. Fuck Richie, he can walk plank. Gonna get ganked. The interview doing no favors. Wait, you said that you messed up, but your donors really having no patience. Senators are in the room waiting. Kamala practicing a new statement. If Trump wins, well, I did my best. That's the dumbest fucking optics play that you could ever make. This whole weekend, yo, was make a break. Don't be calm, me pushing everyone away. He got rallies heavy for a couple days. Why is Bowen buying out the Spirit planes? Want the crash rate even more insane? Why the fuck I'm paying just to use a bank? Why is Ryan talking on the Twitter space? What the fuck he say? You know how it is. Welcome to America. It's how we fucking live. All these tough guys in the comments getting mad. I speak on shit. End up bombing out like Costa when his Westers fucking miss. Oh God. Too soon? Keep talking, bitch. This has been a fucking week, dude. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching Freestyle the News. If you like what you heard, please beat the shit out of that like button like it's a giant owl pinata signifying your rap rival who you just beat in a giant rap battle as you unified almost every single street gang in LA so you get them out to like the middle of Compton and you scream OV ho at the top of your lungs. And leave a comment on your favorite bar. It has been a crazy long week. We will get to our dessert that is the Not Like Us music video later on in the show. Super excited to go through that with you guys. And look, as insane and as hectic as last week was, somehow this week started at an 11. Like we immediately, like right off the fucking bat, the Supreme Court decision about immunity just threw a wrench in everything. Calls for Biden to step down intensified. I just finished The Bear season 3. And by the way, can people just be happy? Can people just be happy? All right? Like what? In this climate, can we just not be exhausted for 5 minutes? What's wrong, Carmi? But anyway, all of that being said, let's start off right at the top with Biden's interview with George Stephanopoulos. This is a big one. On Friday, Biden sat down with George Stephanopoulos in an exclusive one-on-one interview with ABC to discuss his performance at the debate and the fears that seem to be multiplying day by day about his candidacy and whether he will stay in the race or not. The interview has an outsized importance, especially with the fallout over the last week with multiple Democratic officials signaling that they may want Biden off of the ticket, with Biden even admitting privately to an ally, allegedly, that this weekend is important or his candidacy might be over. I say allegedly because this was reported by the Washington Post and Biden denied this at multiple rallies saying, I am not dropping out of the race. Psst, hi, quick note. In politics, you usually like to use emphatic statements whenever you're talking about something. It's a really, really nice move to make you seem like a stronger candidate. Do you ever notice when people have rallies, they always say introducing the next president of the United States, even though they don't know who's going to be president of the United States. Do you think Vivek Ramaswamy really thought he was going to be president of the United States? That's fucking wild. But also, what the fuck do you expect Biden to say? I just want to tell you folks, I might drop out of the race. He needs to seem strong. It's politics. Anyway, the interview. Biden needs a fucking Hail Mary touchdown with this interview, right? With the way the campaign is, with the way he is in the polls, the fallout is pretty swift from that debate. How'd he do?
I remember them telling me the same thing in 2020. I can't win. The polls show I can't win. 2020, the red wave was coming. Before the vote, I said that's not going to happen. We're going to win. We did better in an off year than almost any incumbent president ever has done.
Vote in 2020, but it was still deadly close in the electoral college.
By 7 million votes.
Yes, but you're behind now in the popular vote.
I don't buy that.
Putting his personal interest ahead of the national interest. How do you respond to critics who say that by staying in the race, you're doing the same thing?
Oh, come on. Well, I don't think those critics know what they're talking about.
The fall off in the polls, you haven't seen the reports of discontent in the Democratic Party, House Democrats, Senate Democrats?
I've seen it from the press.
Okay, not bad, but not great, which is bad. Look, Biden smiled and did the politician thing and was trying to be affable, but he came off throughout most of his questions as very defensive. Most of the interview was George Stephanopoulos drilling down Biden with questions his surrogates have been trying to downplay for months. I'm not gonna say he's lying, although all of these guys lie at some point. Obviously, they're politicians. But like him saying that he's not going to take a cognitive test because he takes a neurological test every day, it's called being president. Like, what the fuck is this after school special shit? Fuck out of here with that. Look, these aren't just people throwing shots anymore. These are legitimate questions that are your fault, sir. It's not just the debate loss, it's the aftermath of that loss. That is your fault, sir. You asked for the debate this early. You came ill-prepared with a cold and reinforced all of the stereotypes you were trying to quash. That is a skill issue. All politicians use the media to their advantage. The fact they are clipping interviews on stand pages should tell you that. So when the media criticizes you for your age and everything like that, you can't just all of a sudden go, oh, no, not anymore. No, you're using the media, the same media you're criticizing. And this is especially true when Biden was confronted with exactly what was on everybody's mind.
If you can be convinced that you cannot defeat Donald Trump, will you stand down?
It depends if the Lord Almighty comes out and tells me that, I might do that.
That is not an answer. And that's a chief complaint I've heard about in reaction to this interview over X, right? Why is George Stephanopoulos asking the same question over and over and over? It feels like the media are just trying to drum up problems to help Trump. Meanwhile, you also have people tweeting like, George Stephanopoulos is part of the Clinton cabal sent to clean up Biden's image by fucking Amazon Basics Cruella de Vil over here. But in case you missed it, the reason Stephanopoulos is repeating those questions and staying on the same subject is because Biden keeps obfuscating.
If Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries and Nancy Pelosi come down and say, we're worried that if you stay in the race, we're going to lose the House and the Senate, how will you respond?
I go into detail with them. I've spoken to all of them in detail. That none of the people said I should leave them.
But if they do?
Well, it's like, they're not going to do that.
If you are told reliably from your allies, from your friends and supporters in the Democratic Party, in the House and the Senate, that they're concerned you're going to lose the House and the Senate if you stay in, what will you do?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Listen, I understand democracy is on the line. I understand all of those things. I am scared. You saw my impassioned speech a week or two ago. But that's journalism. Don't try to run away from the answer. Your candidacy has issues. People have questions. Stop trying to shoo it away. This is a question he needs to answer, and he did not. Not directly, at least. And by the way, he could have very easily done that. George Stephanopoulos, will you drop out? Biden, I'm going to do what's best for the country. If I felt like dropping out was the best case scenario, I would do it, but I don't. I've beaten this pathological liar before. We all know his tricks, and it was one bad night. It will not happen again. Yeah, but if it does, will you drop out? I said what I said. I'll do what's best for the country. I am fighting for the American people. That's it. That's all he has to say, and he did not say that. The political messaging and optics of what he said are known to him. He just pushed back fully.
We're seeing a president at 36% approval get reelected.
Well, I don't believe that's my approval rate. That's not what our polls show.
And if you stay in and Trump is elected and everything you're warning about comes to pass, how will you feel in January?
I feel as long as I gave it my all and I did the goodest job as I know I can do. That's what this is about.
And this is a clip that will haunt the campaign for the next few absolutely crucial days. It's already getting torn up. People on X talking about, is Biden putting himself over the country's well-being? And listen, I am not saying that. That is the conversation going around in reaction to his statements. And Biden, that was an absolute gaffe, right? No respective person who focuses on optics would have sent him out with that as the talking point. And my thoughts, look, again, Biden did reasonably better than he's done in other interviews these last few weeks, but the closer with that statement was absolutely a stupid move. And the problem is Biden didn't just need to do good, he needed to do great, and that is well within his power. Biden is an incredibly talented politician. You see him trying to splash the smile every so often. He knows how to pull those gears. He knows how to deliver a cogent message. There are times where he can punch. He knows this game. But the problem is he is also a very defensive politician. It has been his Achilles heel since he became one. Okay? This interview is not going to help him like he needs it to help him. Senators are mounting up against him. Donors have already kind of mounted up against him. They're just trying to figure out which candidate they want. Is it Kamala or is it somebody else? Also, there's been more polling that says that Kamala Harris performs better than Biden in some respects against Trump. If you would like my thoughts, and again, I'm not going to say what I think should happen. I'm going to say what I think is most likely to happen. I think we are leaning far more towards Biden dropping out of the race. These are damaging days. And again, if Biden is talking to other allies there, the way he responded to certain questions near the end of the interview, he understands what's going on, understands he's in trouble. And by the way, all of the things of him saying, oh, I'm up in the polls and I'm doing all of this and oh, the polling is wrong. Sir, with all due respect, if the polling is wrong, you wouldn't be doing this fucking interview. Time is limited in political campaigns. You have to use every dollar wisely. You have to use every appearance wisely. If this is your appearance right after a debate and these are the questions you are getting, sir, it is so unbelievable that your internal polling would be like that. And the fact that he responded with, oh, our internal polls say that we're neck and neck. If you know anything about polling and the inaccuracy of internal polls and how inaccurate they are reasonably percentage-wise, you would know that's an absolutely stupid statement to make. And the thing is, on the Zed Talks that we had on Friday, I had a lot of people who were really scared and panicking about all of this, right? You can see it all over TikTok. Many leftists are now saying, listen, I get the principles, but we have to vote. I understand what's going on. I will say, it is not all bad news for Democrats, specifically because of the conversation around Project 2025, because that has hit the mainstream and it is not popular. Democrats are lucky it's so fucking toxic. Donald Trump even released a statement recently trying to distance himself from Project 2025, but nobody's fucking buying that shit. It's just like the Biden interview. Look, these are two incredibly unpopular candidates. It's pretty obvious what the narratives are right now. And if this weekend does not go well, I really do think it is a 75% chance Biden is replaced. And everybody's saying like, oh, this has happened before, it hasn't done well. Listen, this is an outlier year, guys, all right? Okay? You can't necessarily look to other years because all of the things that are going on are so radically different, right? You have never had a president who was convicted of a crime and a Supreme Court decision like this that fundamentally alters the view of who rules America as a king, as well as the information travel of the fucking internet, as well as when the campaign starts in the year, as well as how unpopular both of these candidates are. There are so many factors that are fundamentally changing how this race operates. And from a media standpoint, if you are just going off of, okay, how would the public react to this? How would the public react to that? There are upsides and downsides everywhere. I think the only thing that would hurt anybody's candidate is glazing. Like I said before, stop pretending shit is not real. It is real. People are concerned Biden is old. It's not just a media fucking trick, okay? Newsflash. People will click on headlines because they say something that they actually feel. Like, that's a real fucking thing. And if people are concerned about something and you tell them like, hey, it is a concern, and you have a discussion about it, usually it's a good thing because people go through the motions and try to find some resolution instead of trying to push it all inside and just be like, I'm just not going to think about it. I'm just not going to think about it. It's bubbling over. We did that for so long. It is bubbling over. It is better to say, listen, he is old as fuck, but we need to save democracy versus he's not old as fuck. You're just a crazy person. Do not panic. It is good that we are having this conversation. It is good that we see the power grab that's happening, even though it's horrifying and scary. I know I am an optimist. I know that's not like the best thing everybody wants to hear. People want to play the violins of the Titanic. But like I said on Friday, I want to find problem-solving solutions on how to move forward and how to fight. And one of the ways I think is the best way to do that is discussion. So please let me know what you think in the comments. Please don't fight each other on it. Everybody just wants everyone else to be safe, okay? But let me know what you think. Will Biden drop out? Will he stay in? What are the next steps? As the election year has gone on, it has been incredibly frustrating to watch the advertising circuit just overwhelm everybody involved. It feels more and more frustrating to get random texts from politicians you don't know, random emails. Like, all of this stuff has gotten to an 11 because it's big business this year for data brokers and companies who want to sell your information very easily so you can be marketed to without your consent. But thankfully, it's been easier to navigate this year thanks to the sponsor of today's show, Incogni. Listen, I've been using Incogni for about a year now, and it has given me the greatest peace of mind, especially in a world that constantly wants to take everything it knows about me and just throw fucking ads at me all the time. I have constantly felt that my information is not safe, and Incogni is the best tool at combating that. Incogni is a set it and forget it service that contacts every single data broker that may have taken your information or used it in an improper way, works through the legalese and all the bullshit, and gets them to take that data down so that your information, things like your race, ethnicity, your address, your biometric data, doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And in the longest election cycle ever, that is an invaluable tool. Incogni also tracks your progress from when you start. This is my Incogni when I started. This is my Incogni dashboard now. And listen, getting that data taken down is just in general very, very helpful. I mean, like, listen, I had a huge reduction in spam calls within the first few months of using Incogni, specifically because I had an email associated with a bunch of my information that had been traded from everywhere. And as soon as I set it up, it had been 3 weeks, and I was like, what? I seem so unpopular with people trying to sell me things. So listen, if you are tired of data brokers harvesting your information from the apps you use, from the things you watch, and advertising during this horrific election cycle, and also if you think that I'm good at rap and you want to support this cool show that I'm doing, go to incogni.com/Tabani, enter in the code Tabani, and you can get 60% off an Incogni subscription today. 60% off? Wow, that's almost as much damage I take from, hitting a rock in Elden Ring, because everything kills you there. I really do believe in this stuff, guys. It has been an essential tool for me, and I hope it's an essential tool for you. So go to incogni.com/Tabani, enter in the code Tabani, get some peace of mind. All right, back to the breakdown. Let's move on to Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia seems to be the boxer who can't catch a break from himself, because he is a shitty person. Okay, so listen, Garcia was suspended for a year because he was found to have used the PED Ostarine in his bout against Devin Haney, and the win that he had was overturned to a no contest ruling. And Garcia has just been getting into problem after problem after problem, and he went on Spaces the other night drunk and just, had a very normal time, right? Like, it was just totally chill.
I'm anti-black. I'm KKK. I hate fuck Michael B. Jordan though.
And it didn't stop there.
Fuck you and fuck Muslims and little kids, bro. Fuck all you motherfuckers, bro. You guys are weird as fuck. Fuck all you Muslim ass fucking weird ass fuckers.
Now Ryan, what a dickhead. Ryan apologized on X shortly after, but it was a little too late because afterwards he was a fucking pariah. Oscar De La Hoya's company, who was promoting Ryan, denounced him, right? His family denounced him, and then the WBC expelled him for the racial epithets he used over the stream. Ryan says he's going to go to rehab. Here's my thoughts. Save it. Listen, if you have a drinking problem, I do think that, yes, absolutely, it's a great thing that you're going to rehab. But rehab is not the solution. It is a clinic that tells you your symptoms, and it's on you to solve them. And this, the lack of ownership that you have to go to rehab and it'll be fixed, tells me you're full of shit. This dude has been messy like for a while, okay? And I get it. Like, a fighter's life is not easy, and this guy is just trying to come up in the world, and he's talented. That doesn't really fucking matter here. right? What you said was abhorrent, but I'm also Muslim and I didn't fucking appreciate that kind of language, especially from this fucking guy. Yeah, but Ryan is just continually fucked up. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, people need to do better. If it really is drinking, I hope you find the help you need, brother. But man, that's fucked up. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And let's move on to the UK elections and the historic landslide that just occurred. History was made last week as the Labour Party absolutely demolished the Tories in the UK election, winning 412 seats with the Conservatives slumping to around 121 seats and the Liberal Democrats to 71. Reform UK, the successor to the Brexit Party, came out with a whopping 4. Oh, what happened? What happened, bitch? This was a giant punch in the face to Rishi Sunak, who has just fumbled the bag since he came in. That piece of shit. This ended a 14-year ruling streak for the Tories. Rishi pissed off Brexiters, he pissed off Conservatives. This idiot's campaign of sending refugees to Rwanda was a fucking unmitigated disaster of epic proportions. He also ran probably what is considered the worst political campaign that anyone has ever seen there. And like I said, the Tories have had a 14-year rule of the British Parliament, and Brexit and everything involved has just shifted the country into such an absolutely shitty place. Brexit is now considered just a failure, like 100%, like they fucked up, right? It's almost objective at this point. And after Boris fucking Johnson, Liz Truss, and him, the triple whammy, people had enough. Rishi appointing his friends to positions didn't help him either, nor did the MPs who were quitting in droves on him. It's Jover, dude. Now, Keir Starmer is the new prime minister. Sunak bid everybody farewell and accepted defeat, as well as resigned as the leader of the Tories. We'll have to see how this shakes out, but honestly, I think it's a good thing. People there have wanted a change for a long time, and that Conservative Party has held on to power for so long. Now, I'm not saying the Labour Party is the perfect party. After the mess of Brexit, after the succession drama of shitty PM after shitty PM after shitty PM, it's nice that the UK has a little bit more choice in who they're getting. And by the way, fuck the Reform Party. Fuck you, Nigel, you stupid, skinny, fucking Squidward looking bitch. I hope they spit on you wherever you fucking go, you useless dick. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, it's the next day. We have had a tough week. Now let's get to our palate cleanser. Oh, you know what this is. After weeks of speculation, Kendrick Lamar finally dropped the much anticipated video for Not Like Us on July 4th. Bruh, every Juneteenth and July 4th, Aubrey's not going to be feeling well. But listen, while there are some shots still thrown at Drake throughout this video, it's packed with a ton of symbolism, a ton of love for the West Coast culture in general. It's just an absolute masterclass in how you make a music video and how you tell a story and how you represent a culture on screen. Let's start with some of the symbolism. Right off the bat, we have the snatch. If you don't recognize that figure coming up and trying to grab Kendrick, that's actually Drake from the Family Matters music video, right before he gets snatched up by the boogeyman. You also got the Ovi Ho owl, entertaining both Drake haters and people who hated that fucking Tootsie Pop owl when you were growing up. Also, the video starts with Tommy the Clown, which is amazing just because of what he's brought to West Coast dance just in general. The entire video also feels like a giant tribute to West Coast cultural dance. You have a lot of people just crip walking, crumping, showing out in so many ways. And honestly, like I said about the concert, it feels like Kendrick is trying to make this video not necessarily, hey, this is Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. This is the West Coast's Not Like Us. You can hear the chants of the A minor from the people on set for the video, and honestly, that happens more than once, where they let the audio of the massive crowd they had come out to shoot this video bleed through so people can hear it. But we're not done with the symbolism or the shots that Drake get. We have the shot of Kendrick in a cell doing push-ups. Drake's first diss against Kendrick was push-ups. We have him on the bed doing this kind of cute thing with his hands, and somebody on Twitter found this clip of this young girl doing the same hand motion with Drake. Ooh, the pettiness. Also on the A minor line, he's dressed in a very similar fit to the guy who's like, oh, his fit, whack, his face, whack, me, I'm tight as fuck. But again, while there are shots, so much of this video just feels more West Coast celebratory, right? Like, you can't remove the shots at Drake from a diss song perspective, but there's so much of this video that feels like a West Coast unity anthem, right? All of Top Dog together in that one shot. Mustard and him visiting Tom's Burgers and grabbing fries and eating fries while they dance. DeMar DeRozan and two people just stunting outside of a construction yard. And probably the most talked about part of the video, and honestly, the giant punch back that was absolutely needed, was this. That's Whitney Alford, Kendrick's fiance, and those are his two kids. And Whitney is just fucking hitting that shit. Ooh! And as you know, one of the biggest reasons why Kendrick even got into the beef in the first place is because Drake went after family before Kendrick did that to a disturbing degree. But that's the biggest rebuttal of the music video, aside from the fact that Whitney was also at the Pop Out concert, also turning up. The video ends with the giant crowd and some of the noise bleeding through from it. Look, it was just a party, man. I loved this music video. I wish I could give you an on-the-minute reaction, and from now on, I will probably do that for music in general, but I had to click on it. It dropped 6 minutes there, I was in. And the reactions to the video, which was directed by Dave Free and Kendrick Lamar, by the way, have been insanely positive. Kendrick has been trending for 3 days as of this recording, among multiple reasons, not only for the music video, but also for the snippet at the beginning of the music video. Are we about to get a West Coast banger album from Kendrick? And look, I keep mentioning the West Coast and West Coast hip hop music because listen, in the landscape of music, there are different trends, right? There are regional trends a lot of times that happen, like early 2000s, Detroit and Midwest hip hop and New York hip hop really had a push on the culture. Of course, the Chronic 2001 is a big moment, but also Eminem's brand of battle rap, and as well as the Dirty South with Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. There's been times where the West Coast sound has come back and then receded and come back and then receded. YG has been somebody who's really pushed the West Coast farther and farther and farther. But man, I gotta tell you, it makes me so happy inside that this is just a West Coast banger. It's not trying to do too much. It just is what it is. It believes in who it is. It's confident. And that's the kind of music, honestly, that is my favorite, right? So much of the time, musicians try to trace a trend line, which isn't horrible, right? I know it sounds like a dirty word, but like, you have to stay current. Even still, having somebody confident in their culture and their roots and trying to represent that culture to everyone, it's a beautiful thing to see. There is one thing I'm going to address, and that's everybody who's like looking at the Whitney picture and being like, she seems scared in the video. She seems, what's going on? Something seems wrong. What house are they in? Kendrick Lamar is a multi-millionaire. What is he really telling? Something seems wrong with this picture. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? What is this like Pizzagate level conspiracy about fucking Kendrick Lamar's music video? That's his wife, that's his kids, they're hanging out. They've been seen multiple times. Chill the fuck out. Listen, the beef is over, all right? Drake lost, Kendrick won. Kendrick is taking his victory lap, like Drake took his victory lap on Meek Mill. The victory here is that it's all in music. We got great music. Family Matters is still a banger, all right? Meet the Grams is still a banger. This is still a banger. You got one of the best rap beef of all time. I'm gonna say it. The best rap battle of all time. We got an amazing music video here. We got another amazing music video with Family Matters, right? People are mischaracterizing each other 100%. In 5-6 years, this isn't going to be as contentious as it is. Both rappers have learned from this beef. Both rappers are going to move forward and do better music and be more deliberate with the kinds of music they want to make. Drake is going to have that underdog spirit in him because he's just taken a loss. Kendrick is going to be more confident and put out more West Coast shit. Dude, it's a win-win for the culture. This is an amazing year for music. So celebrate it. Drake can take the L. He's one of the biggest rappers in the world. He will still be one of the biggest rappers in the world. If he's bowling with 6ix9ine God there and he's fucking rapping over BBL Drizzy, he's a grown-ass man. He's a grown-ass man. Stay away from Millie Bobby Brown. You a grown-ass man. Anyway, what did you think of the Not Like Us music video? I had a good time. Can't wait to hear more music from Kendrick and can't wait to hear just more hip hop, man. I love where hip hop is right now, right? Everybody seems hungry. everybody seems hungry, everybody seems ready to cook and try new shit, and the world seems eager to listen to more different kinds of hip hop, not just what they hear on playlists and everything like that. They're eager to find more stuff. That's a beautiful place to be. And that's gonna be our show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please throw us a like, please comment if you like the show, and hit that bell thing because it helps us out with a lot of stuff. Keeps you informed when we post new videos. Go check out TooSoonCrew.com. You can see this without any ads and other videos without any ads. And anyway, my name is Tabani. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all soon. Let's go.